Hey everybody, I'm Mesonak, and I'm solo today to bring you some important news from the Hero Factory community. So just a little bit ago, the first concrete details about Hero Factory 2014 were revealed, and no, I'm not talking about some obscure name list like before. Someone has seen the catalog, they've posted impressions, no pictures just yet, but these impressions are pretty detailed, so we know pretty much what we'll be getting. So let's start from the top, what was first posted a little while ago, because there's a lot to go through. A member by the name of Corydoras posted in the Hero Factory 2014 Eurobricks topic saw small pictures of the new sets. This wave is called Invasion from Below, and it features the heroes in chibi minifigure forms piloting mechs and battling giant villains. I mean regular Hero Factory sized villains. I don't collect HF, but I honestly think the sets look cool and certainly would not disappoint fans of the theme. And immediately everyone was freaking out and they said, wait a second, minifigures? Does that mean we're getting Hero Factory minifigures next year? And the guy responded and said, yup, that's how it looks like. And instantly everyone starts going nuts and they're like, whoa, wait a second here. If you think back to the rampant speculation about the name list several weeks ago, minifigures were mentioned as a possibility, a very outlandish, unlikely one, but a possibility nonetheless, only in the sense that they were going to make playsets like they did with Bionicle in prior years, location-based playsets, with brick-built system structures and Hero Factory minifigures. No one really predicted there'd be minifigures piloting, well, no, I guess if you think about it, this was kind of the realistic option, and I'm surprised I did not guess this. I was thinking of every possible thing except mechs with minifigures inside, like Technic vehicles with actual small HF, using maybe the Chibi XT4 torso, or mixels to fit inside the vehicles, but they ended up just going with minifigures. And we'll get into the ramifications of that later, but let's carry on. Someone asked him, so all the good guys are minifigures piloting mechs? And then someone also asked him, do the mechs use system parts or full Hero Factory parts? And he responds, they use Hero Factory parts. So don't worry, they're not, going full-blown system vehicles on us. The sets are still Hero Factory, just with minifigures, I guess. And the guy even goes on to say, in response to the first question, yes, even the large XL Hero, that's Evo XL, looks like a mech with a minifigure sitting in the cockpit. So wow, this basically sparked like a page and a half worth of freaking out discussion, going like, I need pictures now and whatnot. But there was one more question asked, and he's given one more answer, and that was, thanks a lot, just one more question. How are the versus sets organized? I mean, I can't imagine 2 or 3 full-size figures in a single set at those prices. Is it a villain plus 1 or 2 minifigures? And he says, yes, you guessed correctly. By the way, the pictures I saw were very small, and I'm not sure if they are actual minifigures or just minifigure sized. Their legs look very different from regular minifig legs, more detailed and robotic, reminiscent of the Exoforce robot villains, but most of them appear to have normal minifig torsos with some logos printed on them. The white one has what looks like some removable armor piece, something much like the Space Marine gear from collectible minifigures. And I believe that is the last thing which was said from this person. So let's get into an info roundup. Hero Factory, what was it called again? The Wave. I'm already forgetting. It's that bad. Invasion from Below. Okay. So what does this mean? Well, if you watched the Hero Factory Brain Attack TV special, you'd know that there was a cliffhanger that basically showed a lot of brains below the Hero Factory in some kind of mining facility, and they were going to attack and do their thing. And that was the cliffhanger. Now, I'm not saying brains will be back. I think it's a pretty safe bet. I don't hope it's the case. I personally, it's no secret I didn't like the brains. I don't think I've ever mentioned it on TTV or a recording, except maybe the initial impressions. I think they were horrible. I think they were a horrible idea. They were huge, one-piece, rubbery things that made the sets difficult to pose, what with their heads and whatnot. If you plugged them in on the back, they couldn't get full head articulation. And they did nothing but reduce the piece count, because if they'd taken out the brains, they could have put many more pieces that were less expensive in the sets to make them better. And then the icing on the cake is that the head pieces for the villains, the face plates that use the brains, can't be properly used unless a brain is attached, because the eyes don't line up with the new headpiece. So basically, if you do not like the brains and you want to use the heads for other things, you're going to have a much more difficult time, because it's not like you can mix and match freely and just have, the heads. And like in the TV show, they had villains' heads without the brains, no problem, and the brains were supposed to just plug right on top, and that was the gimmick. They can't do that on the sets. So now that I've went off on a tangent about how bad the brains are, I sincerely hope these are not a fixture in the 2014 sets. That's just me personally, though. So that is the theme, Invasion from Below. I think it sounds somewhat cool. Minifigure mechs. That is really the main source of controversy here. I would probably feel differently about it if the mechs were system-based, but they're not. They are apparently made with Hero Factory parts, and there's probably some new torso pieces that you slide minifigures into and they connect. I think it's cool. I'll be completely honest with you. I think that as far as a theme with uniqueness and originality can go, this is probably one of the best things they've done recently. Okay, let's be honest here. Love it or hate it, they're taking risks, and they probably know that putting new minifigures with new recolors and new molds into a Hero Factory theme is probably going to increase sales from those that don't like Hero Factory, because they need their minifigure fix if the minifigures are good and they're not weird like the Bionicle ones were. So if it was system, I'd probably mind, because that means we're losing some of Hero Factory's originality, and some of the sets are going to be different for the sake of being different. And if I wanted system mechs, I'd buy system. They have plenty of mechs. I want Hero Factory, and thankfully, aside from minifigures, we're still getting it. And all the mechs are going to be HF part focused. The XL is going to be HF part, constructed. The villains are, so this finally answers the question for info point number 3. The villains are in fact actual legit villains. They are not some small creature that can infect a hero or whatnot, like a brain. They are villains, and the heroes fight them in minifigure form in the versus sets. So let us break down some pricing, which was revealed a couple days ago for these sets. If I remember correctly, and I'm going to pull it up to make sure just so I do not give out misinformation, I believe that, what was it? Flyer Beast, Splitter Beast, Jaw Beast, and Stormer is $10. So I'm expecting about a normal brain attack sized villain, maybe like Scarox or something, with a minifigure for, $10. Then, if I am correct, Evo Walker is also $10. That is the one set which we don't know what the heck it is. But I would assume, it's Evo, a minifigure, in a Walker machine. I think that's a pretty safe bet. Then we have, that's also $10. Then we have Furno Jet Machine, Stormer Freeze Machine, and Rocka Stealth Machine, all $15. So you can expect I would say a set with about as much complexity as, say, the Chima Ultra builds, as far as piece count goes, which is pretty nice, as far as HF sets are concerned, with a minifigure per set and sitting in the cockpit of the vehicle. Then we have Flyer Beast versus Breeze, and that's $15. And I would say that this villain, Flyer Beast, is probably about the same complexity as a Chima Ultra build with a Breeze minifigure thrown in. Then we have Splitter Beast versus Furno and Evo. So finally we know 3 figures in one set, yes, but 2 of those figures are minifigures. So it makes sense. And I would expect Splitter Beast to be maybe slightly under the complexity of a Titan. Okay, with 2 minifigures fighting him. And then we have Evo XL machine, full-blown $25 set, probably going to be pretty complex for an XL, full, with a minifigure piloting him. And that is all. That is all the information that we have. Hopefully these are good. Pictures must be right around the bend at this point. I've said it before, we've got pictures like this mid-October last year. And it's the 9th of October when this video is being recorded. So, with any luck, we shall get them soon. And we'll bring you another video. But until then, hope you enjoyed. Enjoy the hype. Enjoy the info. We will see you all next time. I will see you all next time. Goodbye.